Hi, I'm Geeta and I'm the CEO and founder of Nosh Detox based in London. And today we're going to talk about making one small change. And today's change is about rewriting the rules of how we see our childhood. Now, all of us, to a woman, to a man, there are things about our childhood that we don't like. There are things about our childhood that you just think, oh my God, seriously, it's not even fair that I grew up with this mother, this father, this home, this cat, without my dog, without any pets. I mean, there are some really superficial things and there are some very, very deep things. And all of them have left us with emotions that we carry into adulthood. And I noticed this with one of my very, very successful clients, actually, when she came in for a coaching, because she's CEO of quite a large company. And we were talking about the fact that she had built this incredible professional life. And I find this again and again and again, this hugely successful professional life, but that in her private life, she just felt terrible. She felt like she was the victim of her childhood, like her mother had been super demanding and she just didn't grow up feeling like she mattered at all, and that what she had to do was always sort of look after her mother, and she could never quite make her happy. She never quite sort of fit in. She never quite felt like she mattered. And we were talking about this and I was like, it's so interesting that in fact, I want you to reframe how you see your childhood. So I took her through this exercise of reframing, and I want to do this with you as well. The fact of the matter is that we are our childhood. We carry our childhood on everything that we do, everything that we go. We see our life through the lens of our childhood. If you were 2 years old or 3 years old, 4 years old in a playground and somebody with red hair took your doll, thumped you on the head with it and then walked off, I absolutely guarantee you that you will grow into an adult. And at 30 something, you'll be like, I don't really like red-haired men. Not really sure why. But it will be because somewhere in your subconscious, there's a child going, redhead men, dangerous, took my toys away. It's visceral. It's right inside you and it's just really hard to get away from. So it is just what it is. But there's some very good things around that. So what we did with her was we did this amazing exercise where we wrote down on one side of a piece of paper all her childhood emotions. And then on the other side of the paper, we wrote down her adult successes. And then we linked them to each other. And it is absolutely the most interesting exercise. So get a piece of paper, up here, write childhood emotions, over here, write adult successes. Draw a line through the middle and write all the things down here. So when you think about the fact that you didn't get enough praise as a child, one of the things that that does for you as an adult is it makes you hugely driven, because not getting enough praise as a child meant that you were always striving, you were always working, you were always trying to do something. And what it does is it makes you 100% driven. Now that drive has led to this lady building this enormous company. When she felt like she didn't fit in, because she sort of always felt like she didn't fit in. What that did was it actually created an enormous amount of compassion. So she's created a business where people enjoy coming to work. It's made her much, much more aware of teams, and it's made her better at leading teams, because what she does is bring the whole team with her. So nobody's left behind because it's created a compassion. Her loneliness when she was growing up has created an incredible imagination. She's created a business that sits in an industry, in a niche where nobody else quite has created the same thing. But the loneliness has created an enormous imagination for her to fit in. Where she grew up and felt like she was a victim and she couldn't control what she was doing, made her, as an adult, into a spectacular leader, because she wanted to control her environment. She wanted to make it better, faster, stronger. Do you see the way that that can work? What is it that you had as a child? What are the emotions that you had that totally come to mind, and you never have to look very far for these, that made you feel as a child that you think are negative? Write them down. Write down whatever they are, whether they're lonely, whether they're victimized, whether they're bullied, not praised, lots of judgment against you, and actually write down the real traits that make you a success as an adult. And we all have those traits. We have traits that are spectacular, that make us amazing human beings. And if you can't think of any, I'm pretty sure somebody that loves you will think of them for you. And look at those results. And when you finally start to connect the two, we can actually give up the concept of our childhood dragging us down, our childhood bringing us, just holding us back. Why do we care about that? Because the negative emotions that we carry around about our childhood, the guilt, the shame, the fear, the self-loathing that comes out of that, because we're just hurting ourselves, really, that causes enormous amounts of inflammation in the body. That amount, because what it does is it creates a stress in your system, because you're always kind of, oh, that's not good, that's not good. And, you can see me, I'm kind of contracting and you start to become a bit like this. What that does is it creates stress. Stress creates cortisol. Cortisol actually is a steroid that you use when you have run out of adrenaline, because we have a certain amount of adrenaline the body creates every day, and use that adrenaline to get up and go. When you keep needing adrenaline because you're massively stressed, what happens is your body then starts using cortisol instead, and it leads to enormous amounts of inflammation, and it basically screws up the balance in your body. So try this exercise, write it down, actually spend 5 minutes on it, and then really just enjoy how amazing the adult that you are, which is the result of the childhood that you led. I hope you found that useful. And if you did like it and want to know more about us, come to noshdetox.com. Thank you for watching.